It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Black Hills State's head softball coach, Coach Ashley Englehorn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching in college softball?
Yeah, I think throughout my whole life, I think I really wanted to be a coach. I actually started my coaching career when I was in high school. I coached an AAU basketball team with one of my high school teammates. And then really throughout college, I just really found a love for the IQ of the game. And so right after college, I got into it with a school down the street from the college I attended. And it's kind of history from there.
What was that experience like going to college and playing softball for Corbin?
Yeah, super great experience that I had. I played my whole career there under two different coaches, and my junior year was definitely the most successful year that we saw. We met all the way to national championship. Um, but yeah, really good experience, really great times with my teammates, and yeah, just cool to win all those awards, but also learn what it takes to be a college coach and how that works at a different level than what I'm coaching at now.
What was that feeling like getting to represent the school of Corbin and putting on that collegiate softball uniform?
Yeah, I think we took a lot of pride in who we were as a team and who we wanted to become. And so that's something that we took into practice. That's something that we took into the community. And that's something that I think some of us definitely still live by, of how tough we were expected to be and how that impacted our lives as young women going into the workplace. And yeah, it's definitely impacted me as a coach. And I'm really thankful for my coaches because I actually still have a relationship with them, and everything that they did for me is very life changing.
While playing on the diamond at Corbin, what were some of your biggest accomplishments?
Yeah, I think so. Junior year, obviously, we went to a national championship. We also won a pretty big team award through Nike or Oregon. I'm not really sure exactly what it was, but we were team of the year in Oregon. And so that was a really great team accomplishment. But I think just for me, my senior year really is something that stands out to me. I was able to start for the Warriors that year, and we just had a really solid defense. But yeah, I was able to play first base for them and play with my best friends, and so that was really fun. And but yeah, I think the team accomplishments, yeah, through it all really sealed the deal. Freshman year, I redshirted, but the team made it to opening rounds for the NAIA postseason, which was awesome. Sophomore year, had a good run at it again. And then junior and senior year, we went to Kentucky both years for that regional site. And in junior year, just ended up sealing the deal for us.
Coming out of college, what was that experience like getting into coaching and first becoming an assistant coach?
Yeah, I got hired, I think, a couple weeks after I graduated from Corbin, about 3 miles down the road at Willamette University. And Damian Williams was the coach there, and he trusted a 21, 22-year-old to be his head assistant. And so, really thankful for that, but was able to learn a ton my first year there. And it's just an exciting place to be. You're put into a place from player to coach really fast, and it was cool to see how the girls connected with me, and it was awesome to run a whole defense and be able to work with a coach who'd been in the game for 20 years.
What was that experience like for you going across town to a different school and getting to get your start as a coach?
Yeah, so Willamette is Division III. I played NAIA, so being in the NCAA for the first time was definitely an experience. Being at a school that is academic scholarships only was also a new experience for me. And so yeah, it was nice to just be able to move across town. Actually, what didn't even have to move, just had to commute to work every day. And so it was a really good experience there. And I think I grew up a lot in my first year there. And I think that's really where I found that I wanted to be a head coach, but also being an assistant coach was the time of my life. And I think it paid off.
How was that experience like when you did first become a head coach for Northwest Bullets?
Yeah, Northwest Bullets. So I coached their 14U team. Absolutely incredible. All those girls that I coached are now committing to play college softball. So fun to watch them go through that experience. Different coaching 14-year-olds than college athletes, but really respect the Northwest Bullets and what Tony and Dennis are doing out there. And I'm thankful that they gave me that opportunity. And yeah, it's just fun to see those players develop and see how far that they've come since were 14 years old.
What was that experience like for you going to Crown College and becoming a head softball coach on the collegiate level?
Yeah, I definitely say that's a leap of faith. I had grown up in Boise, Idaho, and then I lived in Oregon for 7 years. When Luke Herbert, who's the men's basketball coach there, he contacted me to come out and see what Crown's all about and go through that interview process. But when I got on campus, it felt like a good place for me to develop a team and to really push forward what Crown could be. So I spent 2 years there. Definitely a leap of faith. The Midwest is different than what I grew up in, more snow and all that stuff, but was able to coach two teams there. And so I'm really proud of the things that they were able to accomplish.
Of course, what were some things that you were able to accomplish as a first-time head coach at Crown?
I think when you look at the last year's stats, I think there are some pretty exciting things. We coached Player of the Year for the UMAC. That was awesome. She's an incredible player. We were top 40 in the country in stolen bases, which is exciting. All the seniors who passed through the program, they all graduated and had jobs out of college. So that's always exciting because they're competent in their fields. And so we know we're doing something right off the field. And then we made a postseason experience for the first time in 5 years out there. But I think the most important thing that we saw out there was we brought in a lot of student athletes who helped build the team. And so we started with, I think, 12 my first year out there. Maybe we had a couple of women's basketball players who picked up and played for us and played major roles on the team. And then we brought in a really big recruiting class last fall, my last season there, and they helped get that postseason. They helped get us that Player of the Year. They helped get us those stolen bases. And so I think just seeing the whole picture come together was really exciting.
What was it like getting to create Empower Softball LLC?
Yeah, Empower is a business, I'm sure on that, but really it was just I run camps for U.S. sports camps in the summer, and they send me to different locations around the country to run week-long softball camps for them. So I was able to create that business and run some clinics for them, some camps for them, but also run some clinics that were just day camps for local kids in Oregon.
Of course, how did the Empower Softball LLC help you to make your next jump to become a head coach at Black Hills State?
Yeah, I think it continued to allow me to work with U.S. sports camps. So I've been doing that since the summer of 2018 and was able to expand my reach. So last year was able to go out to Illinois and run a camp out there. And then also worked my way back west to my roots, which is always exciting to go home, see family, see coaches that I was able to coach for out there. But yeah, I think it just gives me more opportunity as a coach, and it helps me develop my mindset and the way that I coach 6-year-olds to 18-year-olds and then 18-year-olds to 22-year-olds.
Of course, coming to Black Hills State, what was that feeling like getting to step onto that softball field for the first time as a head coach?
Yeah, I flew out here this summer and right away it felt like home. Something that I really wanted was to be closer to my family. And so getting out here and seeing campus and seeing the way that the athletics department really runs itself was really a game changer for me. I think I really like the culture that the athletic department brings here, and being able to step on campus and see how the coaches interact together is definitely a really good thing that I was able to experience. So stepping on the softball team, we have a really great group of young women who really want to see a change in the program. And so when I came out on my interview, I was able to meet a couple of them, and they expressed that to me, and I wanted to definitely help them make the difference that they wanted to see in the program.
Of course, how has that experience been like being closer to family and getting to coach at Black Hill State?
Yeah, I think the best part about being at Black Hills is being a day drive away from my family. And we play in Denver quite a bit. So they're able to take direct flight because they're still in Boise. But I think my parents are the most important people in my life. And they definitely have supported me in everything that I do. So getting closer to family is definitely something that I strive for, and something that I missed when I was in Minnesota.
As a head coach, what does a typical game day look like for you at Black Hill State?
Game day for me is a lot different. This is the first time ever I haven't had to do field work on game day. So we have a good support staff out here helping me through that. But yeah, I mean, I get to campus and we go through our game plan, and then we go to the field and we get ready to play. So there's a lot off my plate here that I appreciate. But yeah, definitely the first time in my career that I haven't been doing field work. So it's nice to have a break from that. And then yeah, always just good to see support from the entire department here.
What does a typical game day look like for your softball players?
Yeah, so game day for softball players, we play Saturday, Sunday here for the most part. As long as we're at home, we play Saturdays and Sundays. And so what that looks like for them is they're getting to the field, getting game ready, and whatever superstitions that they have, they roll with that. And then we go through our warm up, and yeah, they play double headers, and then we go from there. 4-game series when we're in conference, which is good. We want to be the strongest team on Sunday, so that's kind of our mindset behind that. And then when we travel, we're usually getting on the bus Friday morning and then going from there. So sometimes that looks like study hall on the road because we might have to miss class, and so that has a little bit of a different dynamic. But for the most part, we're pretty cohesive in what we're doing with that.
As a head coach, what are some of your game day routines and rituals like?
Oh gosh. I wake up and I drink coffee, and then I get to campus and I go through my scout one more time, just to double check everything. And if I need to watch film or see what a pitcher's doing or check some tendencies, we double check on that. And then I'm pretty quiet on game day. I listen to slow music to kind of calm me down a little bit, but I think that's how I was as a player as well. And so, yeah, I roll with that on game days, and I let the girls be as loose as possible and let them joke around and have fun during those warm-ups. And then they know it's strictly business once it's game time. So it's been fun to see how they change and develop with that.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've built for Black Hill State as a head softball coach?
The culture was the number one thing I was focused on when I got this job. I just had a player in here a few minutes ago, and I asked her how she described the culture, and she said cohesive and tough. And I think something that's really cool to hear as a coach is we're cohesive, we mesh well together, and we continue to grow together. And then hearing a athlete say, "Hey, we're tough." What does that mean for us? It means we want to be the strongest team, and we want to show up and be the best versions of ourselves every day. We want to get 1% better. But it's always good to have that reassurance from a player. I think right now we're really focusing on competing together. And what does competing together look like? How do we win well? How do we lose well? And how do we continue to grow with each other? I think is really important.
Who are some of the teams in your conference that you compete against?
Yeah, we play in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So we play against Colorado Christian, Regis, Mesa, Colorado Springs, Colorado State Pueblo. I don't want to miss anybody. New Mexico Highlands, Adams State, Shadron, Colorado School of Mines. So I feel like I missed somebody, but yeah, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So pretty much down, we go south from here into Colorado, New Mexico, and Nebraska.
course, what is that home game atmosphere like when teams like Colorado State comes to your home facility?
Yeah, we just had Colorado State Pueblo up here 2 weekends ago for our home opener, and that was really exciting. We have pretty good student base, which has been fun to watch develop. They're actually able to pull up behind our field in their trucks and give us a good atmosphere back there. But it's always fun to see the girls feeling supported in that and getting excited after games and going to get high fives over the fence. So our atmosphere is fun. Our atmosphere um, is intense. It definitely gets our dugout going. And so yeah, we're really thankful for obviously the community support and the student support at our games.
What is that away atmosphere like when going to teams like New Mexico?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, our families that we have on this team, incredible. They travel with us everywhere. They support us unconditionally. They love their student athletes. They love their daughters, and so they're able to travel with us quite a bit. I mean, I don't think there's been a game that we haven't had a set of parents at, and so seeing their families there, I think that's the best way to support a college athlete. I think seeing your parents in the stands is just an incredible feeling, especially when it doesn't happen a ton. So on the road, we have really good family support, and so I think that's something we ride with because I think family is really important.
What does that recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes? And as a head coach, what do you look at in those prospective student athletes?
Yeah, that's a great question. This year we kind of ran a little bit different. We only have 15 on the roster. We're bringing in a really big freshman class next year, which we're excited about. But how we get to that number is really, are they a Black Hills fit, and are they going to mesh well with me, with the current players, with what our goals are for the future of the program? So recruitment process, we just finished our 2024 class. We were able to sign 10 on National Signing Day, and we've still added a few after that. So that's been exciting, but really we want those culture fits. We want student athletes who we can develop as human beings, students, and then athletes. So holistic development is really important to me, and we want to make sure that when they choose Black Hills, they want to be here for 4 years. And so that's what we're looking for, and really want that culture fit with us.
As a head coach, what is it like seeing those freshmen put on that Black Hills softball jersey for the first time?
Yeah, you asked this question after a really good weekend for one of our freshmen, and it's really, she would say it's really super duper awesome, but it's really incredible to see the way that they step up and put the team on their backs, and they really want to show up and show off and do really great things for us. So we only have one freshman, we have one redshirt freshman, one freshman playing right now, and they're both doing really incredible things for us, and they don't act like they're first year in college. They've really stepped up for us. Our redshirt freshman is really crushing it right now, and then our freshman is dominating for us in the circle, and so we've been riding on them, and it's been really cool to see them step up.
As a head coach, what will it look like to see those seniors putting on that uniform for Black Hill for the last time?
Yeah, ironically, we celebrated Senior Day already, and we had 32 games left of regular season, which kind of sounds crazy, but it snows a ton up in South Dakota. So we decided to celebrate early to make sure that they have that home game atmosphere. And so I think some things that I'm seeing now in these seniors is how much impact that they've had on the program and how they do want to leave their legacy. And so trusting them with that and hearing their needs and understanding their goals and vision are in line with mine, I think is really important. So that when they do put on the jersey, they take a lot of pride in playing for Black Hills.
Of course, as a head coach, what is it like seeing them achieve those big milestones like their first home runs, first hits?
Yeah, I think it can get emotional sometimes. I think you watch these student athletes put in a ton of work and really set hard goals that they're trying to accomplish, and they're always trying to meet a standard that might be unattainable, but as long as they're trying to reach it, they're going to see progress. And so sometimes that's what you're looking for. You're looking for progress over perfection. You're looking for those milestones. We had a player yesterday getting her second and third at bats of the season and hit two doubles, and I think that that feels good. It feels good to see that as a coach. It feels good to see their hard work pay off. And to see that is just something that is fun. It's something that they get emotional about. It's something that they can ride on for the rest of the season.
What's it like as a head coach seeing them achieve those big milestones like the 1,000 hits or 1,000 pitches?
Yeah, so we have a couple girls in the 100 hit club. We have one chasing 100 strikeouts in a season. I think this team's fully capable of breaking the record book wide open, but I think something that we preach here is like you're not identified by your accomplishments or your awards. You're identified as how you treat your teammates and how you impact the program. And so, yeah, the awards, the trophies, all the things are really fun to get, but how do you treat your teammates and how do you leave a lasting impact on your program, I think is something that we really look for in our culture.
As a first-time head coach at Black Hill, what have been some of your biggest accomplishments so far?
Oh gosh. Um, I right now we're on a 7-game win streak. That's fun. The team has really come together well in the last few weeks, and so that's kind of the talk of the town right now is that we're on a win streak, but I don't like to talk about it too much because I'm a little superstitious. But yeah, we're on a win streak right now. We have a few girls hitting multi-hit games, getting complete game shutouts. That's been exciting, but right now the goal is to take it one day at a time and to live in the present and to make sure that we focus on what's important now and getting 1% better every day.
What are some of your future plans for Black Hill State's softball program moving forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we need some depth coming in. So we brought in a big 24 recruiting class, like I said, but really, really want the program to develop into something that is exciting, something that people want to be a part of, people want to support. And so we're bringing in a big class, which is exciting. We don't want to be South Dakota's best kept secret. We want people to know about us, and we want to compete in the RMAC. We want to compete at a high level. We want to make the postseason tournament. I think that's important to make sure that we're seeing that accomplishment mindset pay off. And I think win or lose, I'm not going to love the girls any more or less. I think we really just want to instill that culture and make sure that we're getting what we want out of it.
What advice would you give those incoming freshmen entering their first year of college softball?
I think the biggest thing is to come in the fall and prepare. I think getting the conditioning, getting the weight room, partner up with an upperclassman when you're throwing. I think meshing with the team immediately is important. I also think owning your role is really important as a freshman, and to come in and know the expectation of you and know the standard of you and to mesh well with the culture that is there and the culture that you want. So I think that's definitely important to go into. But I always think if a freshman comes in and looks towards an upperclassman and can get under their wing, it definitely helps them right away.
What advice would you give those softball players looking to play professionally after their playing career in college softball, like Athletes Unlimited?
Yeah, I think if they're dedicated to the game and they're able to play professional softball, I think that's a once in a lifetime opportunity that not a ton of people get to do. I think being dedicated to the game as a woman in sport is definitely something new, something exciting, and something that we should continue to pursue as that. But yeah, I think being dedicated to the game at a high level, like college is hard, but if you can dedicate yourself as a professional and can make a living off of it, then why not go get after it?
What advice would you give those college softball players looking to get into college coaching like you have?
I think the best piece of advice is to be a really good assistant coach, to make a head coach's life easy and to do that right away after college. I think young women who play college softball have great opportunity in the coaching world, but they don't necessarily always do it because they're passionate about something else. But that doesn't mean they can't make an impact at any other level, high school, club, little league, any of that good stuff. So I think getting into it right away is what really helped me. But really making your head coach's life easy, if you do get that assistant job right away, is definitely helpful. I think you're seeing a ton of impactful women in the game right now who are young. late 20s, really early 20s. They're getting after it at the college level. And so I think the more that we can pursue that and see that, I think the more young women graduating right after college are going to stay in the sport.
What advice would you give those assistant coaches looking to become head coaches one day?
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame being a head coach than an assistant coach. I'm in the office a lot more as a head coach, obviously, but being an assistant coach was the most fun I've ever had. It was also the most grind on the field that I had. And so I think really learning what it looks like to be a really good assistant coach is important to take in with you as a head coach, because then you'll be able to give more to your program and do that. But yeah, being a head coach is exciting, and it's not for everybody, but it is for some. And so I think looking to be a head coach, I think find a program that you fit well with, find a school that you fit well with, and then empower a team that you want to see a future with are some key things.
What advice would you give those future head coaches looking to build their own program and build their own legacy?
Yeah, I think stick to who you are and stick to what you want, and find a good coaching staff who is willing and able to help you pursue those dreams and goals. And I think really when you have consistency in your coaching staff and you can find the right culture fits in the team, I think that there's always opportunity for success. I think you're watching coaches at different levels and in different sports take on cultures that are really tough or really good, and they're able to make a difference right away or continue a legacy right away and make it their own. So I think that's definitely important.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you out on social media along with the Black Hills State softball program at?
Yeah, so the Black Hills State softball, I think everything is BHSUSB. We're definitely active on Twitter and Instagram for those. And then for me, I have Instagram, Twitter. My Twitter is at Ashlyn Englehorn, and then I have a coaching Instagram that's Coach Ash. And so, yeah, if they want to find me on social media, that's awesome. But yeah, following BHSU SB on everything is definitely, I think, worth the investment in, because I think the team's going to do really great things this season.
Thank you again, Coach Ashley Englehorn, for your interview, and best luck in your future with the Black Hills States as the head softball coach.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Ashley Englehorn, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thank you so much.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.